Welcome to A1R Psychic Radio, wherever you are today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am Nay from Intuitive Readings. I'm a psychic and medium, and each week I deliver some insight into spiritual topics and readings for listeners. So this last couple of months, I've been working on a really big project with another medium, actually. Her name is Michelle Robinson, an amazing woman, and the two of us have been putting together a short series, and it's now on YouTube, so you can check it out. What we're doing in that series is we're diving into the lives of some really interesting people throughout history. It's called Hello from the Other Side. And the types of people that we're sort of tuning into, so these aren't necessarily famous people, but people sufficiently famous enough to have information about them on the internet. So each week, one of us is hosting and the other person is the sitting medium. And so the host will research an individual or a subject person, and the other person has to connect with that person and try and bring through messages, evidence from their lives, and then whatever message that they have, I suppose, for the listeners. So now the really funny thing about this is how it was planned, I suppose, and so that's what I want to share with you today. So we had originally Michelle and I had met to plan the series together, and in that planning meeting, I had sort of suggested, we could post each other photographs of these people to sort of help that connection and for things to move along. And Michelle just sort of said, actually, is the person that you're planning to do next week, is her name Judy? Because she's here now. Okay, so it seemed to us as though, oh gosh, all right, well, we hit the record button and then we dived straight in and produced the first episode. And so that was the first episode, and now we've been doing several episodes since then, not needing photographs, just doing cold readings and really just relying on intention. So the host is researching the individual, so that individual is within their aura, and the medium is just tapping in and asking them to step forward. So it's been really interesting process for us, and a really interesting process, I suppose, for people to watch as well, because it does give you a really good idea about how mediumship readings actually flow and how people are able to connect, and the sort of evidence that you should be expecting when you do obtain a mediumship reading. So really interesting. This week's episode, it drops in another 8 hours or so. So there will be 3 episodes live shortly. And again, connecting in with a really interesting person. We aren't professional videographers or editors. So the format is really just a Zoom conversation with Michelle and I. And it will really give you a good sense of how mediums tune in and what a typical reading might look like. Energy is a really funny thing, and no one ever gets, or I believe no one ever gets 100% correct in their mediumship readings, because it's really open to interpretation. So as mediums, we're translators of energy, and you can really only translate what's in your vocabulary or what's in your periphery, I suppose. So it can be really tricky, and a really good example of that is something that actually happened a couple of hours ago for me. I was doing a reading for someone when their brother came through, and I asked for a name, and I wasn't hearing the name, which is usually how names come through to me, but instead he just kept showing me these pants that he was wearing. And so I said to the client, I'm not sure about the name, but he's showing me tailored pants, and and this is important for some reason because he keeps showing it to me. Okay, tailored pants. Lo and behold, his name was Taylor, and his son's name was Taylor as well. So that's a really good example, because it shows it wasn't something that that wasn't in my I don't know any Taylors really, and it wasn't something that was sort of in my space, whereas she was able to translate that. And so he's brought through information which she's able to validate, which is excellent. And that's why mediumship readings, it's really important to get that feedback as well, because the energy does grow as you get that feedback from clients. So really interesting. So these episodes are really good. They give you a really good, honest look at how a medium works and and typical readings flow. So I do recommend that you check it out. It's Hello from the Other Side, AU, or one word, on YouTube. Okay, now I'm going to jump to a caller. I can see I have Carol in Cedar Lake, Indiana, USA. How are you going? Yeah, well, thank you. What can I do for you today?
I just want to see what you pick up from my spirit guides or any of my loved ones that have passed into spirit.
Yeah, okay. I've actually picked up intuitively, I've just picked up the tarot cards for you today. So I'm just going to see what messages they do have. Okay, so in the past position for you, I am seeing the Tower, which is, the Tower does indicate that there has been a bit of a rocky time. It can say that there was some sudden change and upheaval. But it can also indicate revelation as well. So I feel as though this sits in your past and almost like a realization of things that are happening to you and around you. So that's something to be mindful of. Does this make sense to you in your past position?
Pardon me?
Oh. And in terms of where you're at the moment, okay, and we are seeing rebirth here. So this is the Death card, which is not as bad as it looks. It is a sign of rebirth. It's a really positive card because it means that there is change ahead, okay? As you can see here, the gentleman riding on his horse, he doesn't save the lives of anyone, children, women. Death doesn't save anyone. So what it is indicating is that it affects us all, these cycles in life. And it does feel as though there is a new chapter opening up for you now, okay? So that is a really positive card coming from the Tower into Death, okay? And what I'd like to see now is the future. And I'm going to ask just short-term future, just short-term, and just how things are appearing here for you. Okay, and so at the moment I do see here that it is taking a lot of hard work to get to where you're going to, okay? So this is the 10 of Wands, and you can see on the card it is a gentleman carrying 10 wands up a hill, but he's kind of not taking the easy path here. If you were carrying 8 large wands like this, you might call a friend to help you. You might use a wheelbarrow. You might put them over your shoulders or over your back. He's sort of choosing a really hard way to deliver these 10 wands. And so what Spirit's asking you to do at this time is to think about how you can work smarter and not harder. That might mean for you, and I do feel as though there could be people in your space that want to help you, and it could just be asking for more help around areas of your life where you could do with help. And I am being told it is difficult for you to ask for help because you do tend to just take things on yourself. And it's almost as though people come to you for help all the time. But sometimes it is necessary really to take a step back and to think about what you need. And Spirit is definitely asking you just to go easy on yourself and to think about ways where you could lighten the load or lessen the load. So they did suggest calling someone that you know to help. Also making me aware of tools and things as well that could help reduce the strain in certain areas as well. I'm seeing a vehicle for you. Is there something around a vehicle that's important for you at the moment, or issues with transport?
It was?
There was? No, I just said I'm seeing a vehicle for you as well. Has there been an issue with transport recently?
Transportation? No. Not transportation.
No, okay. That's just something that they're mentioning here. I don't. It doesn't feel like a negative thing, so I don't want you to think your car's going to break down today or anything. But certainly they are just making me aware of a vehicle as well. So I don't know whether you've been giving someone a lift or someone's been giving you a lift, but they are making me aware of a car there as well on that one. And I'm just going to clarify on that just to see why that's come up.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm getting the Page of Cups here as well, which is just being more emotionally in tune. And I do feel as though, okay, and my guides are clarifying now with me now as well with that vehicle. It's almost as though things are moving and things are going places. Okay, so they are showing me that Chariot card intuitively now as well. So things are going to move quite quickly because I do feel in the past there was a major shake-up here. So the tower, you can see two individuals jumping from the tower. It is on fire, but they are jumping down to earth because everyone has to come back down, okay, and ground themselves. So it's like a necessary stage in someone's life. Again, now sitting at that death card where there are going to be new beginnings and things are going to be changing and pivoting around around areas of your life that have been difficult, where that tower card's coming in. In the future, you do have that 10 of Wands. So short term, things are going to seem hard, but just know that Spirit is assisting you in this. And I also hear for you as well, I don't know if you communicate with angels, but I am hearing Archangel Raphael for you as well, and almost asking you to connect in and to pray for help, because you do have people around you that want to help you, your guides and your loved ones in spirit. And so there is assistance available to you if you ask for help. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes. I've been talking to my angels lately and asking them to help me in several different areas of my life. That's absolutely true.
Yeah, beautiful. And I do feel as well, this doesn't have to be like I am being told as well, this doesn't have to be a really formal prayer time. You can just ask, and you don't have to feel as though a trivial thing, that you can't ask for trivial things. They're saying we can help with everything. You know, if you need a car park, we can help you. If you need extra time on the clock of the day to get something done, you know, we can help you. So they are there for the big things and also the little things. So don't feel as though the smaller things in your life are too trivial for you to ask for, because they are there to support you. Okay?
Great.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for your energy today, Carol, and to all the other listeners. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am Nay Mary, and you can find me at Nay Mary Intuitive Readings on Facebook and intuitivereadings.com.au. Please do check out the YouTube channel, Hello from the Other Side AU. I hope you really enjoy it. And stay tuned. There's some amazing light workers coming up now.